I'm Gaz, and this is Let's Quickly Play Man of War Corsair. This is a Warhammer game, and this was given to me as sort of an early access preview copy, I guess. And that is why it's a Let's Quickly Play and not a full playthrough. I probably will try to play through this when it becomes the full version, but until then, we'll just have to look at what we've got now. Let's just go ahead and start a new game, and what we have now is actually pretty limited. Character creation is basically gender for human, of the independent nationality. Can't access anything else right now. I imagine as time goes on, you will be able to play as any of the Warhammer factions that are depicted in the game, which might be a lot of fun. But let's move on. We'll start out as rich and easy. The ease one has as a rich nobleman in the Old World's trade capital, Marienburg, weighed heavily upon you. Liquidating your assets and purchasing a ship and crew was unprecedented and caused no small amount of scandal amongst your peers. However, you've no doubt that this is the right decision. Freedom is at your fingertips. With the remnants of your fortune, you're ready to set sail into a new world of adventure. So, yeah, we'll just go, whatever. We'll stick with the revenge. I'm hoping that that really expands as the game is developed, the whole opening customization. And here we go. Your vessel, the Revenge, en route to the port of Norden. The tutorial jumps us right into some action, which I actually kind of like, because the game's mechanics are fairly simple, and doesn't really require much explanation beyond what we've got here.
There'll be a squadron of Empire ships incoming! Hit those orc ships hard and fast. They'll be easier to engage with the Empire keeping them busy.
Alright. As soon as it wants to give me my controls here. So, the controls are a combination of mouse and keyboard. The keyboard mostly being for ship movement, and then you've got your mouse, which changes the range of your cannons and also fires your cannons. And right now there is no difference in cannon shot. There's no traditional ship battle trio of grape shot, round shot, and chain shot. We're taking a little bit of damage, but the orc ship over there is, well, it's sunk right now. It was already damaged a little bit to begin with. So we've got more on the horizon over there. You can see... oh, right. So out of nowhere, we now go into the second part of ship combat, which is boarding actions. And we actually have a rifle, which allows me to shoot some of these orcs. It is not, however, very effective. It is actually more effective to just run in here and start slashing. And I gotta say, I don't care too much for this mechanic, how it's implemented. Basically, you are locked onto enemies in proximity, and you can change your enemy target. But you would think it would kind of act like an action role-playing game, as far as how you can attack your enemies and block and all that, but it's really actually kind of slow and cumbersome, because the attacks, it's got a blocking mechanic that seems to half work, I guess, but the attacks themselves seem like they're kind of on a timer. So even your melee attacks feel like they have a cooldown, and so of course the pace of combat, it's kind of awkward. Getting lobbed at. Now up there on the top left and down in the bottom left, we can see the damage that each ship is taking. My ship is taking damage to its sails. Kind of missed that one. We also have a periscope, or not a periscope, a telescope. Okay, that one's a little bit better. We can actually engage boarding ourselves if I get close enough. I don't think I want to be doing that with this. I'm much better off with my cannons at this range for these little dinghies, although I don't know, this is taking a hell of a lot of damage for what this is. This should only have taken a couple of hits. I mean, it's mostly dead anyway. Its main weapon was knocked out quite a while ago. So, is the other one taken out now? Since I've wasted... Nope. It's sitting back there. And, right now we can kind of move about freely. A little bit later, weather effects will actually have a part in the battle. I wonder if we've got range on that. A little bit. A little bit. We can bring in and push out the range arrow. And at a distance, it's actually kind of awkward to see whether it's in range. You can kind of tell just because the tip of your arrow will kind of disappear, but that could also mean that you've overshot. Like there, we totally just missed that one. As soon as I get this, though, we'll... Oh, looks like the Allied ships, or the NPC ships, have also missed. And we'll just outmaneuver that one. There are actually several ships in this game that are basically just a giant siege weapon on a raft. Right. Okay, so now we have wind mechanics in the game. And we'll push to port. Storm's incoming. I guess that explains the huge shift in the wind. The wind is very chaotic in this game. I'm not a big fan. We can actually speed up the game time, though, so we don't have to spend real time going leagues and leagues.
Bring the ship into dock. We'll go visit the governor.
And we can just space in there. Good. Baron Otmar. Excellent work on those orcs, Captain Gaz. As a thank you, take this gold, and if you should ever need further employment, pay me a visit. I may be able to help you in your endeavors. I've also instructed the shipwrights to mend any damage to your vessel. Good. These waters are getting dangerous. We need some more firepower. A good sharpshooter wouldn't go amiss. 7,000 gold crowns, and now the game's going to hold my hand and show me how to hire some crew. Go to the docks, recruit crew. I actually do like the tutorial in this game. Now I reckon we need some goods if we're going to get trading, because it's very short and simple. And it also kind of goes with a flow, like it should. So I guess we can only buy 10 for now. I'll have the lads stow in the hold. The Revenge will be ready to set sail on your word, Captain. So, yeah, the game basically breaks down into ship battles, trading, and exploration, which is kind of fun. We can't actually go back into Norden, so now we have to move on to our next destination, which actually... I'm going to raise the sails real quick so we're not moving, and then I'll find my map. So we're after Erengrad to trade, which is what the tutorial wants me to do. As you can see, though, it is a large part of the Warhammer world. I'm hoping that as the game goes on in development, it will have the entirety of the Warhammer world, and you can sail west and go to Ulthuan and the new, well, it's not really new world, but the Dark Elf lands, the Lizardman lands, come around to Araby, go up to Norska, all that good stuff. The latest version of the game that I am currently playing has updated with Chaos ships, so those are actually here in the Sea of Claws. That compass obviously is pointing to my destination, but we will see other compasses point up, indicating other ports that we can go to. Oh yes, and now we can switch. There are, I believe you can switch between your captain and your special characters. So I've got my captain now, and now I've got access to my sharpshooter. And then we go back to the default. I guess this is technically my ship. You can speed this up a little bit. So that mechanic, switching between characters, is going to show up here in a little bit, because the tutorial is kind of on rails, at least until we get to Erengrad. And,
Call the gun crews to deck. Strike the bell.
yes, there it is. Saw that fin go beneath the waves. I actually want my gun. Well, if you shoot it in the eye, supposedly it does more damage, but now its head comes up. Bastard. Okay. Well, we somehow managed to do half damage on this thing. Yeah, I'm trying to find out where it is without running myself aground. Right now there is no damage for running myself aground. I imagine that's going to change. There we go. Now it is possible to actually outrun this thing. I'm hoping to actually kill it though, because not killing it might create a little bit of a bug. I've played a little bit of the game just to sort of get a feel for it, and the first time I played worked just fine. The second time, there was actually an incident where an Imperial ship was kind of nearby that lighthouse, and it aggroed the Megalodon, and so it ended up fighting the sea monster, and I managed to make it to port, and then after I got into port, we started having some problems. Okay. Where? Oh, music stopped. Should still be there. There it is. Now, turning this far. Maybe I'm just gonna have to let it come and get me. We can see there it has done a lot of damage to my midship deck, or my mid deck guns, I guess. And it will also do severe damage to my crew. And since I do not have a surgeon aboard, the chances that my crew... Oh, did we miss? I don't think I'm going to make another... I was going to try and turn around on that, but we might actually now be... Oh, crap! I thought maybe we were actually close enough to Erengrad, but nope. That is not the case. I get impatient and I shoot it before it pops its head up. There we go. Okay, nice. Well, at least we got it. We took quite a hit there. We need to get to Erengrad soon. Yeah, so now my mid cannons are completely offline. So I need to get into port and repair them. Oh, what? The wind is gone, so now we need to tack. But yeah, as I said, the wind in this game is just incredibly chaotic and does not seem to actually flow in a natural way as it might in real life. That's okay, though. We can get close enough. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, now we're docked. Now we can sell all the food we brought. Okay. So, if we look at the market, there are a few ways you can kind of get a feel for how prices are going to go. Local production is obviously what the town produces. The higher the number, obviously the more production, and therefore the cheaper the goods. So we see that since they've got a local production of 1, chances are food is a little bit high here. And in fact, they say the average price is 50G. Should actually be 50C since we're dealing with crowns, but selling here is going to give me a profit. So if we need to patch up the Revenge, shipwrights down in the dockyard will do the job fine. So now we can go here and repair the ship, which fortunately is reasonably cheap. Okay, what should we do now, Captain? We can get plenty of work in the ports, side with the Empire or Bretonia, hunt down pirates, or trade goods for a profit. If we earn enough, we can retire, and I can buy that house on the hill in Norden. Right, so now we're kind of open to whatever we feel like. So we see in town we have the ship's cabin, which allows me to check out my crew, my ship. Right now, this little symbol by the crew means that they've leveled up. Okay, well that's good. So just by killing the shark, we've now allowed them all to... Did we have a full crew too? Yes. Well, I mean, by full crew, I mean healthy crew. No one is injured, and therefore no one is about to die. Having your full crew within the various, I don't know, sections, obviously has different impacts on the effectiveness of those areas. We would probably be good to try and find ourselves a cook so we can raise crew morale. More importantly, though, I think is a surgeon, just so we can prevent the dying of crew members. But anyway, everyone now can level up, and they gain special abilities when they do so. A marine, that's going to be most useful. Well, since he doesn't have a ranged weapon, only melee, we probably want him to do more damage in melee. Sophia here, probably the same thing. Okay. Ship maintenance. Now, you can actually change their role. I'm fine to just let them be where they're at right now. More effective when assigned to maintenance, fine. More maintenance and maintenance. Now, that's not always going to be an option for some reason. In this case, they all managed to get leveled up in their maintenance. Here we have cannons, so effective to assign to cannons. Oh, we didn't even get a third one here. Ship distance, cannons, and melee. So this guy's got ship hunter already. He might be good to swap out for a lookout if I ever lose my lookout. Although we see that in his traits already, he's got lazy and not very effective on the cannons. So I imagine to counter that, we probably want to make him a skilled cannoneer. I am curious to see how that's going to affect each other there. Okay, and more on cannons. Good. Skilled rigging. We'll choose that one since they're in the rigging. Rigging. Okay, so here we go where we have no access to the rigging power-up. So what would be good for them? Less likely to mutiny. Loyalty, I imagine, is what deals with that, as well as morale. I have no reason to put this in right now, I don't think. Maybe lasting longer in a fight, or maybe skilled with melee weapons. Probably more skilled with melee weapons, I imagine. Although, I don't know how differently the... Okay, for rigging. How differently the spear works with duelist. And finally, lookout has ship hunter, superstitious, good. We see also some of these have duck back, so they're happy when it's raining. There's also a trait for being happy when it snows. There are weather effects. Distance, spot monsters greater distance, sure, because they've already got ship hunter. Now we have monster hunter, good. Okay, and then we'll just have to... Eventually, they're going to want to be paid. That's, I believe, going to affect their morale. And we can kind of see up here also that there are rations and water provisions. So while we're here, I think we've got enough food. We might need to get water. I'm not sure if water is something that refills itself automatically every time you come into port. So while we're here, we can also kind of see what's going on in the world. This sort of gives us an idea of the various ships, their ship silhouettes, the beasts that we have met, allies, spells we know, and factions. So this is good for telling me that, well, right now we're in Kislev territory, so I'm neutral with them, and they are hostile with the Empire. We're friendly with the Empire. I'd like to stay friendly with them, as a matter of fact. And, of course, all the Chaos factions are my enemy. Quests, we haven't picked up any yet, except for the tutorial one. Looking at the map, well, we'll look at the map a little bit later. As soon as I get out of here again, more information will show up on the map. So while I'm here, we can now go into the tavern. This is where we hear rumors and can, well, in this case, buy a treasure map. I'll take it. What else? I hear the Black Gulf, a nautilus, is moored up in Maja Uvemni. Maybe that's how you pronounce that? I don't know what Warhammer Russian, how that's pronounced in Warhammer Russian. Captain Blackbeard may be willing to hire out its services. Okay, so that's another thing. Here in the shipyard, you can hire an allied captain. You need sufficient fame and possibly faction points to get some of them. I'm not sure. I haven't been able to do it yet. Any more? Yes, a bright wizard, Lord Kalkazar Firefist, was seen at Norden looking for work, so we can hire ourselves a crew member. Actually, if we go back into here and go into recruit crew, we can see who's in port right now. I don't think I can hire them. I think that's grayed out. But yeah, we can hire ourselves some wizards. Let's see, we got carpenters. I was hoping to see if maybe we have a... Well, there's a chef, so we could get a cook. But yeah, I don't think we can. Unfortunately, I was really looking for a surgeon. But anyway, next. So, taverns will give you the rumors. Notice board is where you can get missions. Something rotten in Kislev. This is, I guess, kind of the pseudo-tutorial mission. This always seems to show up here. There's a lot of folks out on the dock, Captain. As you approach the docks of Erengrad, you can see through a haze of smoke and fog that a throng of people are gathered together on the docks. There's a flurry of activity, with ships loading and unloading, and people just on the verge of panic. Drawing closer, you begin to hear terrified people shout, "Save us! Help us!" They're watching for something in the streets approaching the docks. They look panicked, but then there be profit in panic. Your mate's beard parts into a yellow-toothed grin. A haggard man on the dock speaks on behalf of the others around him, shouting above the noise of the crowd. "My lord, Erengrad is overrun by a plague of flesh-eating corpses, not zombies, corpses. Please take us away to Norden. We'll give you all we have. We've put together our coin and have 500 gold crowns between us. It's all yours if you help us leave this dreadful place." Well, I know the consequences of this, so come aboard, but you need to go below deck. Keep quiet and you'll be in Norden soon enough. 500 gold crowns. That gold sounds good, but flesh-eating corpses? I hope you know what you're doing, Captain. I do. This leads to an event. What else? Stockpiles. The storerooms of the biggest wine merchant in Erengrad were burned and looted in the last raid. The owner will reward, well, anybody who can help resupply the stocks. We can probably get wine back in Norden. I'll take it. Ship race? Let's not take those ones. Ship escort. I'm looking at just trade for right now. However, there are more missions. We go to the Wise Woman's Lodge, and this is where we get specific faction quests. Well, these aren't them. So as we kill things, we can gain penance, and then we can bring them into ports and be rewarded. We can basically sell them. But here are the quests. Kislevite missions. So doing these will give me faction points. The Imperial Navy is planning something, and we need to find out what. As a neutral party, you'll be able to sneak our spy into Norden, with them being none the wiser. Okay. The Imperial Navy, okay. I got a double mission there. Diplomatic mission. The tensions are rising with the Empire, and we would like you to transport a delegation of diplomats to Norden to help defuse the situation. Be careful. There are those who would be happier to see us at war. Now, maybe this is what triggers it. So basically, I should be neutral with everybody. The last time I did a test of this, I was at war with half of the Empire. Now, and I say half of the Empire because if you look at the Kislevite bounties, there's the Imperial Trade faction, and then there's the Imperial faction. I believe I was at war with the Trade faction for some reason that I'm not quite sure, and I'm not sure if it was a bug with not killing the Megalodon, or if it was a mission that I accepted. So I'm not going to take that other mission just yet. We'll send spies in. That will have consequences on relationship, not necessarily with me, but between the two factions. We'll see that in a minute. Before we leave, I do want to pick some stuff up. So, bad on production of food, timber, weapons, but iron is 10. I imagine that means that's a pretty good price. So I'm going to spend some money here. And spend a little bit more. We've got plenty of cargo space, but I'm thinking maybe I'd also like to buy... 6 days is probably plenty, just in case. We'll buy some more. 2 days more. I could buy a lot more of this as well. But, yeah, okay, fine. We'll buy 5 more. I'd like to keep some money on hand because I know I'm going to have to pay my crew at some point. So, I think we're done here. Let's undock.
Remember, Captain, nothing ever comes free. If we're gonna make a name for ourselves, we need to pick up what work we can find in the ports. Do us some trading, and grab the big scores when we can.
Right.
We can't make a name with no coin, and this ain't the world for the timid.
Okay, so I don't know if you see that note up there. Erengrad is overrun with the plague, unable to dock. We did start a quest related to this, but we can no longer come back here until something is taken care of. So, those are Kislevite ships. We can actually, with the telescope, find out more about them, like their name, for example. But you can also see what they are holding. What? Well, here we go, to the map. So this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Now the map has a lot more detail. Specifically, we can see where other sea monsters are, but it also tells you the faction that owns this part of the sea, and we can see what ships are coming in. Now, that orange, I believe, is indicating pirates, I want to say. And you can tell by the music that the game has engaged me in combat. And yes, there are pirates out there. There should be another one. That might be what those Kislevite ships are after. Let's go see if we can't kill one, and maybe we'll get a bounty on it. Moorslieb is out. Manslieb is also out.
We have the weather gauge, Captain.
I don't know if they're actually engaging, to be honest. What is Sigmar's Woe? Okay. Oh. Sigmar's Woe is firing on me? What? No. I just because I was looking at it, it has put it up there on the top left. However, I am actually engaged with that. Okay, you want to get right in front of me? That's fine, we'll cross over. Now, I gotta be careful. I do not want to fire upon the Kislevite ships. Oh, the other one is coming. I think I might have missed that one, actually. Maybe pull up the sails a little bit so I stay here. Okay, we've completely taken out its cannons, so I'm not sure how that's going to deal with the crew, but now we can get close enough to board. I didn't actually do much with, you know, I'm going to back up a little bit. And now we're going to swap with my sharpshooter. So basically, when I was engaged with the Megalodon, one thing I could have done, since it takes a little while to reload, I could have been swapping between the captain and the sharpshooter, and by the time I got to the other one... Are they engaged down here? They must be engaged down here. Someone must be. By the time I swapped back to the other, they would have been reloaded. So that was a little trick there that I didn't actually show off. I gotta be careful. I don't want to lose any crew right now. I have very few of them. Attack? What the hell are you doing? Yeah, I am not a fan of how the, Did I just kill my own dude? Oh, fuck me. I didn't know there was friendly fire. So maybe you have to be targeted. I just walked through fire. I am on fire. Okay, I'm hearing combat. I'm guessing we've killed the captain at some point. The enemy captain, because I'm not seeing an orange name. Okay, we got some extra food. Cool. And it does not... Okay, it did happen in real time. I was wondering where that other pirate ship was. But fortunately for me, it does not seem to have tried to engage me whilst I was busy with the boarding action. Okay, fame increased. So yeah, after I had I mean, someone had accidentally stabbed my crewman in the back. I don't know if you saw.
Clean the bar.
It did actually put a note up there on the right that they had died. And one thing that I don't care for in this game is the placement of that notification because, first of all, it's kind of small. But secondly, it overlaps those quest notes up there as well. And seeing how it's the same color and everything, kind of hard to see. So here we go. Back to the map. That was good. That was pretty good. Might have also got me some. Here we go. Maybe. Yep. Okay. It's payday. Well, good. We got rid of. Oh, it was my marine, and we lost 2 cannoneers. Oh my good grief! I didn't know we lost that many people. Well, pay them, and then we might have to head back to port just to hire crew. Where am I at? There's my compass. I didn't see anyone else on the map. Okay, there's another pirate out there. I think as we get a little bit closer to Norden, we'll start to see a plague ship or two. Oh, oh. Who? We got another... Oh, zombies. Yeah. So this is, can I get off of here, please? Thank you. This is a consequence of the people I took back from Kislev. Now, I'm not sure if I actually have to engage my specialist, or if... Oh god, did I almost just... You walked right in front of me, you asshole. Okay, get off of it. Yeah, I'm not sure if my specialist is now automated and he's doing his own thing, or if I've actually got to swap between them to use them. That'd be kind of stupid. And my blocking is not going so well. I would really hate it if I lost more crew to this zombie infestation. Because crew aren't terribly expensive, but they're also kind of a pain to replace because we had some that were leveled up. Alright, come on. Well, good. It looks like these guys don't hate me this time, so it must have been one of those quests. I guess we can pull a little bit faster. Must have been the quest with the delegates that they didn't like, and so they tried to stop me. The problem with that, though, is that once you are at war with someone, you cannot enter a port. When you're in battle, you cannot hide into a port. And that creates a real problem in this situation, because if you attack the Imperial trade ships in order to get them off your back so you can enter a port, that puts you at war with the Empire, so you can't enter an Imperial port. So you can see how that early on would become a huge problem, seeing as how most of the map right now is Imperial. The spies seem to have vanished from the hold, Captain. Must have sneaked out into Norden. They left behind a bag of gold, though, and that's all the thanks we need. 928 crowns. 1 favor with Kislev. And the spy, 850. Ah, you cheap bastard. 1 favor with Kislev. Relations with Kislev and the Empire have deteriorated. I wonder why. And now we can also see that Skaven ships were out, Bretonnian ships, Orcs, Slaneshi, Nurgle, yep, the Chaos are out. There was actually a Nurgle ship in the Gulf of Kislev the other day. Well, anyway, we're here now. Go to the market, and what would I have? Iron, yes. Average price was $229. I don't remember what I paid for it, but the price now is $403. I'm going to sell all of it and make a profit. And as you see, the price does change. It's got the mechanic where as you buy more, the price goes up, and as you sell more, the price goes down. So right now tin looks like it's actually, and they have a local production of 8, so yes, tin would be something next I would want to get. Prices here. I do have a little bit of food, but it's not food as provisions. I mean, that's kind of weird to me that these are separate things, but I guess it means that you're you're basically not getting high on your own supply. You're not eating your own money. But, so I could get rid of it here, just to get rid of it. We have hold space. What else do I have in my hold that's taking so much? Did I not get... Oh, I only sold 10 of it. There, yes. Now I've got it. And now I've got a lot of money, too. Good. So that'll help pay for new crew. Let's go to the docks. We'll recruit some... Actually, maybe I should be looking at my ship first and finding out... So I would like to get more Marines. I don't know how many Marines you're allowed to have, but we definitely need to fill up on cannons. We're at 91%. These guys did get their bonuses, so that's helping. But having full 4, I mean, you can see here, having a full 4, these guys are getting 120, these guys are getting 150. So having my cannon reload is actually pretty darn important. Of all 3 of these, I would say it's the most important, to be honest. Ship repairs happen obviously while you're at sea, so it helps a little bit. And maneuvering could be equally important, but the ability to fire rapidly, definitely what we're looking for. So let's go back out of here and go to, what the hell was I doing here? Recruit crew. Strong will, iron will, surgeon. Excellent. Terrible chef, sharp eyes, ship hunter, eye for a prophet. Okay, sharpshooter, and we actually do have enough money to hire a wizard. I have not actually tried that, so I don't really know what they'll do. I mean, obviously they're for combat, and they do have their abilities there. But I'd like to fill up the rest of my crew here. Now these guys, I mean, they're both kind of in position for lookout, but I can put them on... Maybe I should just grab these. Since melee damage, you'll be kind of down there. Well, actually, you could also be a Marine. We'll hire you as well. And I appear to be full. Oh yes, I'm full of 15 out of 15 crew. Okay, so let's go back to my ship's cabin. And I actually... Oh good, the surgeon went in automatically. 25% chance. If you have someone who has no surgeon trait, it's only 10%. So that alone is going to be very nice. Marine, though. Who did I get? Strong will. Yes, you. You can be put up into... Marine. There we go. Yeah, just making sure he has one. We can actually get them new weaponry as well. Purchase hand weapons, and we can get everyone kitted out. We could get them, you know, handguns and melee with shields, all sorts of cool stuff. Megalodon teeth. So I imagine as you kill the monsters, you get a chance for a drop. So that's incentive to actually go hunt them. That might be cool. Can I get one for myself? Let me actually go in here again. No, it's ship's cabin, darn it. And look at the captain. And this will show my captain detail. Fame is not even yet. Infamy, level 1. Faction favor with Kislev is 3. The Empire with 6. So they like me a little bit better. We're not hostile to anyone right now, though. That's even more important at this early stage. Oh my, do I actually still have this in inventory? Well, I should be handing that out then. Maybe I'll keep a shield for myself. I do have 2 of them. Common sword and a handgun. Okay, well, anyway. I won't get too much on that just yet. Let's go see what they've got. Their tavern says New Emskrank, which is like... Oh, it's right there. Has apparently had a surplus of timber. Perhaps a savvy trader could take advantage of it. Well, I think that'd be a good idea, seeing how they're right there. The wind, however, I think goes that way for quite a while, so getting back might be a pain, but nice to know. Notice board, stockpiles. Oh, right, we needed wine. Gold bullion. Troops are building up their armory, and the Baron's men will pay a good coin for a large enough supply of weaponry. Well, I don't know how to fulfill that. And the watchtower... Imperial bounties, I should have some pirates. I do. So there's more money for having that. Imperial missions. Naval defense. Captain, we have orc ships inbound. We would reward you for your assistance in dealing with them. Ah, yeah, okay. Because I'll also get money for turning in the penance, I imagine. Cool. Well, anyway, I think that's basically the gist of the game. Like, that is pretty much it. You go from port to port, you attack ships, and I imagine that there's going to be more to it. I would hope there's a little bit more to it. The game is version 0.6.3 right now, so there's still lots of expansion room. But you know, this kind of game I really like. I do like the trading games. A lot of the trading games, though, are kind of third person. This is very much first person. I'm hoping that the shipboarding actions, the melee stuff, is a little bit better. It'd also be kind of neat to have kind of a Mountain Blade thing where when you go into port, there's that running around in the port possibility of getting jumped by robbers or something, and then you gotta fight in an alley or something. There are many cool things they could be doing with this. It is going to be pretty interesting, though, to see what differences they can make with the factions, because as we see right now, you have the orcs available, you've got chaos available, dwarves, so they can add in the elves, the dark elves, and then obviously right now we can only go into imperial or human ports. It'll be interesting to see, as they expand. Dwarves are a little bit hard for me to grasp because I don't think they have any port cities. Seeing as how they're on the mountains, so I don't know how you're going to get to their factions if you choose dwarf, or if that's even going to be a thing. But yeah, I could see a lot of potential for this game, and so definitely when it comes out into its full version, I plan to do a series of it. For now, though, I think I'll just retire early. I wish to retire. Perhaps it was life amongst the elite in Marienburg that led you to be so easily bored with new things. You had hoped that life on the sea would be enough for you, enough to feed that hunger for new experiences. The time has come, however, for another change. Your retirement would provide these new experiences and adventures, and would hopefully satisfy the hunger you've always had. Ever looking forward, you know your adventures on the sea have had an impact that would affect your future in somewhat unpredictable ways. Life on the sea had made men and women rich over the years, but you were not one of them. No one would blame you for leaving your ship in the dangers of the ocean. It would have surely claimed your life eventually. You certainly lost enough friends there. Did I? Well, 3 of them. And you were not about to join them. Problems would arise soon after retirement, however. Drink and gambling replaced high adventure, and even after selling your ship, you were left with naught but the rags on your back, begging in the streets of Marienburg. Without direction or purpose, you often wondered if it would have been better to have died quickly, to any of the many dangers you'd faced in the past, than to live such a wretched life. Your adventures, although real and dangerous to you, were never really noticed by the people of the old world. Maybe you didn't have enough adventures, or perhaps you simply never made much of an impact enough in enough people's lives. Okay, that needs to be proofread. Of course, those you helped at the time were appreciative, those 2 spies. But your story was swallowed whole by greater events and more daring deeds in the world around you. Perhaps that's the worst of fates, not to have died in poverty, not to be remembered as weak by one's enemies, but to never have made a worthwhile mark on the world. Your ferocity in battle never reached the ears of your enemies. None feared to cross swords with you, and you certainly couldn't hope to intimidate anyone based on your reputation. Not having been known for your battle prowess kept others from seeking you out for the sake of battle, something that part of you lamented. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next Let's Play.